I used to think that retirement was something you did when you were old. You'd get to, 60, 65 or something, and then you would just stop working and you were basically on vacation forever. Like, what a weird thought. I'm Nick. We're in the green room. I have thoughts about things, and I'm going to put them on video for you to watch if you want to. I don't know. Do you want to watch them? What are you doing right now? I remember working at Time Warner Cable, and if you don't know what Time Warner Cable is, it used to be Time Warner Cable. It's Spectrum now, and it's owned by Charter. They're an ISP. And I remember having these customers call in about their cable service, and aside from, they had their own particular wants or particular channels that they watched based on, stuff that happened a long time ago, and of course content's changing all the time, and channels would change all the time. The big thing would be the customers who called in who were basically just living off SSI, Social Security. And so we would raise their monthly bill by 10% a month, or not, God, that'd be so strange. 10% a month, it's $1,000 in 6 months. Compound interest, how does it work? No, they would call in because they're making this specific amount of money every single month that does not go up 10% per year. And it's like, what are you going to do? I guess you're not going to have cable on one of your TVs. I guess you're not going to have those particular channels. Good thing you can, kind of snip, trim them off to some extent, the way that cable channels were built. No wonder everyone's cutting the cord. What a freaking nightmare that is. It didn't really make sense to me until I got older why people who are older still worked. And when I was younger, it was because they were bored. Old people still want to do things. When you're on vacation all the time, you get bored. When you're a kid and you're going to grandparents' house, guess what you're probably going to be most of the time? Bored. It's how it works. You're a kid. They're grandparents. There's a generational thing. You can only ride your bike so many times around the block. So that was the understanding when I was a kid. Like, why is this 60, 70, 80-year-old man, well, no, he's not 80 years old. No one lived to 80 years old in the 90s. But you had this older gentleman or older woman who'd be working still in a grocery store or wherever. And it's because they were having fun. They were enjoying themselves. And as I would get older, which naturally happened, I came to realize that they were using it to supplement their income. There's this kind of picturesque idea that we have that everyone from 1980 and before who was working before then would get a pension or something, and pensions were kind of rare back in the day, even in the best conditions. That's probably why my parents really pushed me to get into the military, so I could do the 4 years if I really didn't like it and make it to 20 and be a career military person like everyone else in my family, because that's what happens when you're in a military... Wow. That's what happens when you're in a military tribe. You join the military, and you would get a retirement pension, and that's what a lot of people do. Those are the people who run for city council here, because it only pays $6,250 a year. But it turns out that a lot of people aren't making money. They're 60, but they're still making minimum wage, or close to minimum wage, and doing entry-level work. I mean, we talk about the greeters at Walmart. It's like, well, I guess that'll be my last job. I'll just be the guy who stands at the door and waves people in. And I've noticed that more and more that's actually just younger people, and they're the asset protection people who sometimes check receipts, but not all the time. And so the idea for years of, hey, I'm going to reach 60, I'm going to reach 65, 70, I guess, and not work? I mean, there's two problems with that. One, I enjoy working, not necessarily jobs and labor per se. Being a wage earner, making someone else rich, that doesn't really get my goat. I enjoy working and doing things and keeping busy and doing whatever this is. So that's one thing. Number two is it's financially impossible. I've had 2 jobs in the past 5 years who, once I get started, they would automatically start pulling 10% of my paycheck for 401k, because they're like, oh, we do a 401k match. Like, I'm never going to retire. Why are you taking money from my paycheck? And of course, it would be one of those things where, why didn't you check the opt-out thing in that breezy section when you start off a new job and talk to HR and fill out those 20 different forms about opting out for the 401k? And this would happen usually as I was strapped for cash, and it's like, I really needed that extra 80 or $100 that you're throwing into this account that's impossible to get, not impossible, but very difficult to get money back out of without tax freaking penalties. And you're doing this as a benefit to me? That doesn't benefit me in the slightest. I'm never going to retire. I will work until I die, or my brain has lost all cognitive function and I don't remember who or what anything is at all. Like how to operate this stream. What am I gonna... I'm just gonna witness my own decline over time. That's how it's gonna be. I'm not gonna be on a beach. I'm not gonna be taking cruises. I'm not gonna be traveling around the world. I'm gonna be working my job. Hopefully 32 hours a day. I'm already losing my mind. 32 hours a week, full time, because, 4-day work week. I'm just gonna keep working gradually until I lose each and every last bit of my abilities to continue to do my job. And then I will be a greeter somewhere, or I will be stuck figuring out how SSI is going to pay for food and this. But at least, hey, I'll have Medicaid. At least I'll have that. I'll have my government health care program that I wanted as a kid. Yeah, this got depressing real quick, didn't it? I have a main channel where I do gaming, long video game videos, and you should check it out. And it's at the thing that's on your screen right now. Go check it out. If you have some ideas about what I should have a think about, think a thought, you can suggest something in the tip jar. You can. I can't guarantee that I'll actually do it. Like black licorice is better than red licorice, stuff like that. And don't forget to